Hey y'all, my name is Allison Hinson. That's my picture right there in the middle. I'm a 5th grade ELA teacher at Byron Elementary School in Byron, Georgia, which is in Peach County. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's about 30 minutes south of Macon, Georgia, between Macon, Georgia and Warner Robins, Georgia. So here is an overview of what I'm going to be talking about today. Talking about some interesting personal and professional insights that I have working with gifted learners, some memorable issues that I have with gifted learners, and my favorite and least favorite aspects of engaging with gifted and advanced learners. So, for my personal and professional insights, I grew up going to a super small private school in Macon, Georgia. I went there from the time I was 4 until the time I graduated high school, and I only graduated with about 46 people. So, I was a part of the gifted program in my school, which started in 2nd grade and went up to taking AP classes and things like that. But the way that it was structured is a lot different from what I see in the current public school that I work in. We only went in elementary school, which is what I teach, one day a week, and we've covered some fun stuff. You know, we would talk about what we wanted to do when we grew up and, do research and things on that, but it didn't really have anything to do with what we were doing in the classroom. At the current school that I teach in, the kids go between the 5th grade teachers throughout the day, and the advanced content class works at a lot faster pace to complete assignments that have to do with what everyone else is doing. It's just a little bit more advanced. They also go every single day to a gifted teacher and keep learning about similar things with her. Some memorable issues that I have with gifted and advanced learners. In my very first year teaching, I have found that the gifted learners in my area vary greatly from the other students that I teach. They're able to understand things a lot more quickly, and they read a lot higher than a lot of their peers. And since I'm an ELA teacher, that's something that I see a lot. But they're still kids. And an issue that I find with these kids is that when new material comes so easily to them, they get really bored. And when they're bored, they can act out, they can zone out, or they get really silly. And that while that can be an issue, it also is kind of a challenge for me to keep their attention, try new things, to keep them engaged and interested. My favorite part of teaching gifted learners is that I get to learn with them. I once had a teacher who always told us that you learn something new every day. And so my gifted learners are able to teach me things that I may not know and ask me questions that maybe I don't know the answer to. So we go and research them together to figure out the answer. This year, one of the gifted students that I taught and I were reading the same book at the same time, and we could talk about it together, which is not something that you always get to do with a 10-year-old. My least favorite part of working with gifted learners is that in elementary school it can be a little tricky. Intellectually, they're super far advanced from their peers. Some of my students are 10 years old and reading on a senior in high school level. But emotionally, they're still 10 years old. And that puts you in a situation where they might start crying if their friend takes the last copy of the Lord of the Rings book. Or they're probably going to start cracking up when you're talking about conjunctions and you say the word but. And it's difficult to balance teaching those students when developmentally they're so complex. And sometimes those complexities can get in the way of instruction and make it really hard to teach material that is on their level and challenging, but still something that they care about and is interesting to them. So thank y'all for listening and learning a little bit more about me, and I can't wait to learn with y'all.